what my message should be, and then it kind of just hit me right there. To get what you want out of life, all you really can do is find out who you are and do that. And I'm not talking about, saying I'm an actor, or I'm an engineer, or I design custom banjos for the dudes on Duck Dynasty. I'm talking about your life and what's made you, you. Might not seem like it sometimes, but you are all 100% unique. I see some of you guys nodding confidently. Don't confuse unique with special. You have to earn special. Someone actually has to call you special. But you are you and no one else is. That's your potential value. You just need to figure out how to apply it. So what's your story? What are you made of? What do you bring to the table? What excites you? If you don't know who you are yet, that's okay. But start actively thinking about it, even if it feels a little bit weird. It should feel weird. Self-reflection makes you realize your shortcomings. For me, commencement speeches, obviously, we're all thinking it. I'm not afraid to say it. But self-reflection also helps you find your strengths. For me, French kissing. I would literally spend hours kissing my reflection in the mirror. But guess what? The wife ain't complaining. Isn't that right, babe? She's a bad babe. She's a good one. Anyway, thinking about who you are will help you guys find out where you best fit in, and also what you're worth. And I'm not only talking about money, I'm talking about your time. How do you guys want to spend your time on this earth? I choose to spend my time writing let me back up. I choose to spend my time writing fart jokes that embarrass my parents because, hey, that's what excites me. I always thought I was funny. Thanks to Twitter, now I know thousands of people disagree. At the very least, I liked laughing and I liked trying to make other people laugh, and I thought getting paid to do that would be pretty tight. To speak to the kids here. So between classes and practice here at UW, I started writing. By my junior year, I finished my masterpiece called The Last Summer. It was a comedy about a bunch of ex-cons that go on a road trip together to kill themselves to escape the realities of life on the outside. No one liked it. But that didn't stop me from confidently moving to Los Angeles after graduation without any connections to become the next big thing in screenwriting. The Last Summer was going to change Hollywood forever. So then I moved to LA, and no one there liked The Last Summer either. So, couldn't get a job writing, but had to pay the bills, so I took all sorts of horrible jobs for the daytime, but at night and on the weekend, I was writing and making web videos with my Workaholics co-stars, Blake, Adam, and Kyle, who you guys wish were here, me too. But instead of waiting for jobs to come to us, we were making amazing comedy videos that literally tens of people saw parts of. After a couple of years of that, I managed to get a really cool job working for a few of the writers on Bones, which is a drama. Nice. It was awesome, very valuable, but I wanted to do comedy, so I kept striving, and one of my favorite shows on TV at the time was Real Time with Bill Maher. So I started sending a resume every 3 months for 2 years. In the meantime, still writing, still making comedy videos, still very broke. But one day they called me up and they said, we'd like to hire you as a writer's assistant, which was still cool. I was working with writers, I was learning comedy, they were reading my stuff, I was getting better, and only 13 months later, an executive from Comedy Central saw one of our videos online and called and said, we should meet. We wrote the pilot for what became Workaholics, and now I'm here in a fancy suit that I paid for with my own money. From the Men's Warehouse. In Beverly Hills. Adjacent. Anyway, so those are the bullet points of how I got here. That was the boring part. The chapter titles. The old hamburger method, remember, like the bun, like the meat, the cheese, and the bun. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up with some tips that I learned while I was living between those buns. No, not those kind of buns. Grow up, guys, graduating today. Anyway, here are those tips. Tip number 1, you have to be able to handle rejection. Get used to it. Love rejection. Spoon with rejection. Take rejection away for a spontaneous weekend. Oh, you know what would be really good? If you sent rejection a sexy pic of... No, you know what? Forget it. I'm getting carried away. But just get into rejection. Next tip, be prepared to work harder than anybody else for what you want. Find out what it is and don't stop until you get it. But always have time to watch cartoons. Next tip, if your boss asks you to do something, even if you can't, always say yes. Just say yes and try and get it done. It doesn't matter. You've got until you're 25 before anybody even knows your name at the office. Next tip, if you're not curious, practice being curious. Want to know things. Ask questions. This was something I wish I was better at. You know, I guess I'm curious as to why I'm, there we go. Look at me being all curious. Last tip, consider what other people think of you, but don't be afraid of what they think of you. So, some of you guys don't think this was the best speech you've ever heard. I'm not gonna let that get to me, you know. I mean, this person right here didn't laugh once. Not gonna let it get to me. Other people were laughing, okay? You don't affect me. You're this big to me, all right? I'm crushing your head right now. Who do you think you are? I created the catchphrase tight butthole. What have you ever done? Security, this is, I want her tased. They said I could have one person tased. This is her. Forget it. Holster your tasers. I'm just gonna wrap it up. Alright, that's it. That's all I got. You guys, I do honestly wish you all the best. Thank you for choosing me to speak today. This honor will go down as one of the greatest moments of my day after crushing some Ian's pizza in like 45 minutes. That's so good. I miss it. We don't have that West Coast. We need an Ian's. Somebody make it happen. You guys can do anything. And one final nugget of inspiration to prepare you guys for the real world. And it's a quote from the incomparable entertainer, Jamie Foxx, who had this to say while working on the Oscar-winning film Ray. After 6 hours of being blind, you lose the sense of how a person is physically. It was amazing to hear the little buzzing voices all around you. Now, when you really think about it, that quote doesn't actually make any sense or apply to anything I've said here today. At all. But the lesson is, no matter what you say, if you say it slowly, while wearing a cool robe and sick hat, you will sound more smarter. Congratulations, class of 2013.